Okay, let's create the portal. We're going to make a portal that will make the screen fade to black and take us to the next level. Continuing from our project, let's create a new scene for our portal. And there again, we have some interactive element here. We're going to create an area 2D. Let's call it Portal 2D. And we are going to put a sprite in there, so you can look for the portal in the File System tab, drag and drop it onto the view. I'm going to go to its transform, select the portal sprite, go to transform and set the X position to 0, so that it is centered on the Y-axis. I'm going to make the sprite higher up than the origin here, so that when we place the portal on the ground in the level, the portal is just at the right height above it. We're going to add a collision shape for it. So let's create a collision shape 2D. And our portal has a shape of a capsule. Luckily for us, there is a capsule shape 2D that we can create just for that. Press W, move it up to center the capsule on the portal, then Q to go back to the select mode, and click and drag on the handles to respectively change the general radius of the base circle of the capsule and change its length. You can click on the capsule shape to change its parameters as well from the inspector, so that you can change it much more slowly by pressing Ctrl and dragging onto the radius and the height values. I'm going to zoom back so that we can add our node to transition to make the screen go black. We're going to make it part of our portal. So select the portal node, and we're going to add a layer, a canvas layer, to make sure that our transition effect is above everything else in the game. Press Ctrl A and look for a canvas layer. Now this layer, we can call it transition layer, for example, whatever, and it's going to be layer, let's say 100. It has to be above everything in the game, so we're going to use a high number. Now we're going to use a UI node again there called color rectangle that we can use to fill the screen with a flat color, black in our case. So select the transition layer, Ctrl A, and look for color rectangle. Now I'm going to go to layout for rectangle so that it fills the entire screen and change the color in the inspector to black. Note that with UI nodes, if you place them as a child of Node 2D, you will see the color rectangle collapse. This is because this option, this layout option to use the full rectangle, is the full rectangle of the parent of the UI node. When you are under a simple node or a layer, it's like there is no parent, so it's going to use the entire game window or viewport. But when you have a parent Node 2D, our area 2D itself is represented by a point in space. That is why the color rectangle also becomes a point in space when we set it as a child of the portal. Anyway, we have our node here. We are going to set the color to be fully transparent by default at the start, and to animate it, guess what we're going to use? The animation player once again. Select the Portal 2D, Ctrl A to add an animation player node.